Greetings, Earthlings! Welcome to RFF Picks. Today I have a Counter-Strike slash Valorant play for this boost right here for Jayson Tatum. For those who don't know, the Mavs are lining up against the Celtics finally in the NBA Finals starting on Thursday. So this is going to be today, June 6th for tonight. And there is a PrizePicks boost out there for y'all to take. And so I am making the video for tonight, I guess, because I'm recording right now, 12:30 a.m. on Thursday. I haven't been on this channel for a bit. It's been about 5 days. I feel like I've just been kind of going through the motions. Honestly, probably just lazy at the end of the day. There was a comment out there saying that, oh, you haven't been hitting a lot, so that's why you're scared to come on here. Or not really to those, extents, but they were like, oh, they've been kind of cold, so they're not on video, whatever. And that's not really how I roll, honestly. I'm not gonna get too, I say it in every single video, I'm not gonna get too hot, I'm not gonna get too cold when I make videos, right? So obviously when I'm hot, it's a lot more fun to make videos, and it's less fun to make videos when you're kind of cold. But at the end of the day, there's one thing that I want to tell y'all and educate people out there, is that don't get too up and down. Like, betting isn't supposed to be a roller coaster, right? What we're wanting here is to just stay even keel, make the correct bet, and if you lose it, it is what it is. You gotta stomach it. So maybe since the last video that I posted, which was probably a week ago, we might be down like $300 or something like that, but like I would just say W, because you missed out on them if you're looking for plays on YouTube. But what I will say is, if you're looking for plays consistently, check out our Winnable. That is where I'm on there all the time, posting plays out there. I just honestly got a little bit more lazy when I'm doing the YouTube videos. I might have a birthday dinner or something like that, or out for that night, so it can be inconsistent to where I'm getting YouTube videos out. Think of YouTube videos more as the icing on the cake. Even though I would like to come on here every single night, I'll just make it a point to be a little bit better at that, because I feel like I've just been whatever, I don't really feel like it, I'm not going to do it. And in the past, I'm like, all right, every single night, every single day, I'm going to make a video. So that is my rant about that, but I'm not scared about making videos at all. I'm gonna be here regardless, and it doesn't really have to do anything like that. But at the end of the day, I've just been lazy, honestly, and these videos can take a little bit of time, right? I'm out here recording, talking to y'all, and I have to make a thumbnail, and I have to make a title, and I have to post it, and I have to research the play. So I mean, at a minimum, these videos are taking 30 minutes a day at a time, right? So 30 minutes isn't a whole lot, but that's my explanation to that. So here is our Real Friends community. What this is we started Real Friends in football 2 years ago, and football is a huge passion of me and Miles's. And we've been trying to do a YouTube channel for a very long time, and ever since COVID hit and everything, we're like, all right, this is the perfect time to make a YouTube channel. So we started doing that. We started getting a lot of subscribers. Initially, we wanted that to be a gambling channel. One of our first videos were us talking about the week 1 spreads. We were talking about the week 2 spreads. And then we started doing more and more videos, and people got more interested into kind of just a general football channel. And so ever since the Super Bowl, we peeled off and started RFF Picks. And obviously, gambling has been a huge passion of mine as well. I've been a fan of football ever since I was like 4 years old. Played football throughout entire high school. I was intramural football champion, I guess, at college. I don't know if that's a flex or not, but I just wanted to say football's been a huge passion of mine throughout my entire life, and so now I'm just obviously sitting on the bench and not playing it anymore. But as you can see below, like I said, I've been gambling for 13 years of my life, and over the past 3 years, I've become a profitable gambler. I do EV betting, EV positive betting. I do correlated betting, and I do villain gambling. That's my favorite one to do ever. I like to take the side that not a lot of people are going to take, right? I like to fade the public. So my friend talks about it best. If you go to the bar, if you go to any bar in your hometown and you say, hey, who you got winning this game tonight? Or, it's not necessarily winning, but who you got covering? Who's going to cover the spread, right? And they tell you talk to 10 people and 8 of them say one thing. I'm usually going to be on the opposite side. I like to do the disgusting things. I like to bet on Luka Doncic under points. I like to, fade Caitlin Clark, that kind of stuff. Fading the superstars that people love, and they want to sit there all day and say, "Oh, I'm taking this guy like Mahomes or the Josh Allens of the world that people love to bet on." Right? I like to do the opposite of what they like to do, because at the end of the day, the sports books are what are they? What's the word I'm looking for? They're like pushing up the line. Maybe 5%, 10%, a little bit too high. Inflating is the line I was looking for. Inflating their lines, right? So I like to be on the other end of that. So as you can see below, I'm up 500 units over the past 3 years. I talked about it earlier in the video. This is not get rich quick scheme. We have to stay consistent with every single bet. And like I said, over maybe the past week, I might be down like $300, something like that. But at the end of the day, look, I've been up and down all the way. But from year 1 all the way to year 4, or year 0 to year 3, I'm up 500 units. So I once I started trusting my process, trusting the system, I felt comfortable, and started a YouTube channel for this to try to help people out there make good educated picks, right? So here's our winnable. Once again, I also talked about that earlier in the video. This is the platform to where we post plays on, right? So me and Miles, we have our winnable page over here. Anything on the free plan is going to be anything that you get for Taco Tuesday, or anything from YouTube that we give out. The MVP plan is going to be every single one of our bets. So the free plan, honestly, I've been doing free plan plays but not posting on YouTube over the past 7 days, 6 days, whatever it was. So that is the best, most consistent way to be getting the plays, because I'm going to be posting on Winnable every single day, right? The free plan, that's the way to go. If you relying on picks from us, go to our free plan. Free plan is going to be the easiest way to get that. And then MVP plan is going to be every single bet that I make personally or Miles makes, we're going to be posting on the MVP plan. So that's going to be all of our picks, all of our correlated bets. I was like out on one today. I posted like 4 bets in a row on the MVP plan, because a lot of the Counter-Strike plays, they get posted at like 5 or 5:30 p.m. And so all the sports books, they released all the lines, and all the lines are wrong. And then they have to go back and they have to start readjusting them. So some of these kill totals can be 3 kills off, but between Underdog and PrizePicks and Parlay Play and all these sports books, they all release lines, and then they have to adjust once they start looking at the other books lines, right? And they have to find the correct, or the closest correct line that they can get, right? So think about it. Think of if like FanDuel, they release Luka Doncic's point total at 28.5, and then DraftKings, they released it at like 32.5, right? So that difference is pretty massive, right? So you could bet the over at FanDuel at 28.5, and then you could go to DraftKings at 32.5 and bet the under, right? So that's kind of the strategy that we look at doing, right? Well, I'm not a big middle person, a middler, to where, if you bet under and over and Luka hits between 29 and 31 points or 32, whatever amount I said, I don't really do that. There are people out there that do that, but we want to compare what the sportsbooks are doing. So here is the Jayson Tatum line. So obviously this is going to be a free bet. Jayson Tatum is 100% unless he, gets injured, torn ACL. Hoping that he doesn't. Knock on wood for you. Even though I am a Dallas Mavs fan, or a secondary fan, because I live in Dallas, so I want the Mavs to win. But I would never wish injury upon somebody, and that would be a horrible, horrible finals if Jayson Tatum is not playing. We do not want to see that. But anyways, he will hit this point total like 100% of the time. He's going to hit over 0.5 points, right? So that's going to be a freebie. That's an easy way to do things. I will say this again, whenever I started PrizePicks about 2-3 years, I think 2 years ago, whenever PrizePicks was created, I don't really know. But anyways, I was always taking advantage of the tacos, always taking advantage of the boost. Today, I think I released a $50 free play for Esports as well. So just be on the lookout for those free plays and all that kind of stuff. Those are the easiest ways to start gaining bankroll, right, on PrizePicks. So Jayson Tatum, over points, easy. That's a lock. So now we got to look at these other 4 bets, right? So we got Device and the Mongols going against each other, or the Mongols and Astralis, because I do not know how to say this guy's name. Anyways, we are going to take the less on both of their plays, right? So we're doing correlated betting. We're going to take the less on their plays, and then Oxygen Esports versus TSM, we're going to take the over on theirs. And this is going to be Valorant and Counter-Strike. And for those who don't know, Counter-Strike and Valorant are pretty similar games, and the way that they work is very similar. So the way that Counter-Strike works, at least, is they go best of 13 rounds, right? So that means that these games can go anywhere from 13 rounds all the way up until 30 rounds, right? So we have to find a comfortable area to where if we're taking the less, right, we're hoping that these games get completed very quickly. So if one team in Counter-Strike gets ahead and they start snowballing and they get a ton of money and they start buying better weapons and all that kind of stuff, then that means that these games can be completed very quickly. And then there's the opposite inverse of that, to where it's going back and forth and these games could get very lengthy, right? So the best way that I like to describe it is like in a football sense, right? Say one team gets ahead very quickly and they start running the football and they're not passing a lot. Say Patrick Mahomes in the first half, he gets 200 yards and they're going off. The Chiefs are going off and they're up 28-3. That means in the second half, they're going to come out and they're going to run the football a lot, right? So Patrick Mahomes, he might not reach his over total, right? Because his passing total might be at 280 or 285, something like that. And he's not going to hit that because they're super ahead and they're just dinking and dunking and running the football and all that kind of stuff. So the difference between, though, a regular sport and esports like Counter-Strike is that these football games are, a certain allotted time, right? And the way that Counter-Strike works is, I said it before, is that these can either be a 13-round game to where one team, it rarely if it happens, but a team is going to beat another team 13-0. They're just going to crush them. Or it could be like a 15 to or a 13-10 or something like that, to where they're back and forth, going back and forth, getting a ton of kills, right? And I always talk about it. If these guys are on the battlefield for a certain X period of time, then that means that they're more likely to get kills, right? So every time that they're playing every single map or every single round back and forth, that means that they're more likely to get a lot of kills, right? So what we're hoping for in this matchup is that that doesn't happen and that it's quick, it's done very quickly, right? So we're hoping for Astralis probably to beat Mongols, a 13-4 type situation. If that happens, then these guys are not going to be able to have enough time to get their kills, right? So that's how the correlation works. And then for the Valorant one, TSM and Oxygen Esports, what we're hoping for in this matchup is that they go back and forth, right? We want a competitive game, back and forth. They're on the battlefield for a lot of time. They're playing back, I say it all the time, but they're going back and forth against each other. A very competitive game to where they're playing a lot more rounds, right? So that's kind of how the correlation works. So once again, Jayson Tatum, freebie, free square, and then we got two. So we got CS2 right here, Mongols, Astralis, and then Oxygen Esports going against TSM. I didn't even realize TSM still had an esports team because Reginald, he got into a lot of trouble, and I don't think they're playing in League of Legends anymore. But anyways, that's off topic for another video. But there's going to be the play. Best of luck out there. I will be watching all of this game tomorrow, so I'll probably be throwing out a lot of plays on Winnable because I will be on my computer probably just sitting there mostly watching the game and then back and forth on commercials, all that kind of stuff. So I should be working decently amount. So that is going to be the play. Best of luck, and I hopefully will see y'all tomorrow.